administration, economic advisors are saying that we can grow our way out of this. If we could get GDP growth, real GDP growth to 3 to 4%, we could actually grow our way past the liability problem. And there is something of an analogy in the private sector with the U.S. banks in the 80s when they had the crisis in the Latin American debt situation, and they really couldn't cover the liabilities. They extended the maturities, but they were allowed to earn their way out of it by building up reserves by making profits elsewhere. Could we do that with the U.S. economy?
Not now. Let me explain to you why. A necessary condition for economic growth is that output per hour grows at a rate probably close to 2%. We're now under 0.5%, meaning we're essentially, for the last 5 years, have been growing scarcely at all with respect to output per hour. But once you've got an output per hour forecast, and you know what the total level of the population or the working force is, you just multiply one times the other, the hours and the productivity, and you get what the GDP is going to look like. There are little variations here and there, but that's fundamentally the issue. If you don't get output per hour growth, you will not get the type of GDP growth which the people who are talking about, we can now grow our way out of it. Unless you change the fact that we've got this 9% average annual increase in entitlements, which is eating into the domestic savings of the economy, which in turn is the critical issue which is required to get capital investment going. And capital investment is the key element in productivity growth. So it's this.
So I had to bring on Alan Greenspan again. He doesn't believe in Trump and the Republicans. He feels like right now we're in trouble and that the U.S. will be unable to get out of its debt. But he makes the point that, it's the entitlements, and obviously Trump and the Republicans are trying to actually get rid of that. But my question to the audience and to Alan Greenspan is, so entitlements are bad because then people don't save and don't put money into the stock market, whatever, which creates economic growth. But my question is, so if you don't have entitlements, who's going to be spending money? Because a lot of these entitlements is going to people, whether it's old people, whether it's people that are just too stupid to make their own money. I'm pretty sure once they get these entitlements, whether it's food stamps, whether it's Social Security, whether it's disability, I'm a landlord and I don't rent to Section 8 tenants, but I have friends that are landlords and they say the Section 8 tenants are awesome because you never got to worry about the check. It's always coming there. So my question to Alan Greenspan and also to my audience, this is a question I want to ask everyone, is that if entitlements are so bad and it's going to hurt our economy, then once you cut these entitlements, who's going to be buying our shit? Who's going to be buying, Amazon products? Who's going to be buying Google products? If all of a sudden, let's just say, and I don't know what percent of the population is on entitlements, but if these people all of a sudden have no money, does that not bring political unrest? I mean, I could totally, and that's why maybe no one will ever touch the entitlements because they know that's a good way to have their party screwed. And obviously there could be rioting and stuff like that because people, those kind of people have really nothing to lose anyway. So if we take away their $1,000 free dollars or $2,000 free bucks or whatever free stuff they're getting off the government, will it bring also political unrest? I don't know, but in my personal opinion, and like I said, I could be wrong, that's why I'm sharing this on the channel, is I feel like entitlements are going 100% back into the economy, and a lot of these huge corporations that have great profits, they won't allow the entitlements to go either because they make money on it. You think Walmart wants food stamps taken away? Do you think a lot of these low cost providers, for example, cereal and junk food manufacturers, do you really think they want entitlements taken away? I'm sure a lot of this crap shit food that is sold and creates a bunch of healthcare problems, it's bought with a lot of people on entitlement money. So let me know what you guys think, but I feel like the entitlements will not go away, unfortunately, and there's big business behind the entitlements. And also, if we do cut entitlements, is that going to bring, political unrest? And at the same time, I'm going to be honest, is, most wealthy people do not spend 100% of their income. So if I'm going to have to pay taxes, I want my tax money going right back into the economy. So once again, I don't see a problem for paying for healthcare, paying for college, paying for any kind of entitlement, because, whatever money that I'm, having to unfortunately pay in taxes, it's hopefully put back into the economy where, that will then eventually trickle down back to me. But I know that Reagan and the Republicans have preached this trickle down economics since the 1980s, which has kind of killed the middle class and killed our GDP growth. And you can go look at those numbers. So, let me know what you guys think. I am a capitalist. I am for free markets, even though we'll never have a free market because, there's so much regulation, whether it's the U.S. government, Chinese government, everyone's a hybrid economy. No one's 100% socialist. But if you are 100% socialist, like Venezuela and Cuba, they even still have aspects of capitalism. So anyways, sorry for this large political rant. How it relates to cryptocurrencies, I'll just have to put that in there. I do feel like all of this debt that we're going to create is going to lead to most likely inflation. I mean, if we're trillions of dollars in debt, how do you get out of it if you don't have the growth that Greenspan was talking about? It's simple. Devalue the shit out of your currency. Make that dollar, instead of a dollar menu, I can see in 2 years, 3 years, McDonald's having a $10 menu, and it'll be like, oh, everything's so cheap. We have a bunch of items that are under $10. Or what would be even more interesting is, what if we had a $100 menu? Like, all of these items are under $100. What if dollars become worth what cents are worth? That seems to me like the easiest way to get out of this debt. And if that happens, commodities like cryptocurrency, gold, silver, even real estate is going to be great investments long term. So this is a little bit longer video, so I hope that this will get you guys to leave some comments. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. And if you haven't had a chance, please subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.